Oh yeah, George Eliot is a pseudonym. Who's the actual? Because George Eliot sounds like a man, but it's actually a woman. Who is that the pseudonym for?
George Eliot is the pseudonym for Marianne Evans. She chose a male pen name to ensure her works were taken seriously.
Right. And to bring in a Luke Thompson reference, because every good episode or at least YouTube channel needs a Luke Thompson reference. A Hidden Life, one of Lewis's favorites by Terrence Malick. Almost said his name wrong. A Hidden Life is based on a quote from a George Eliot book. So there you go. There's a little bit of a tie-in for you. And we got to bring Luke into the conversation.
That's a great connection. George Eliot's influence runs deep, and linking her to Lewis and Malick adds an interesting layer. Luke Thompson's insights definitely enrich the conversation.
Robot Lady, what do you know about Luke Thompson and his involvement with this little corner of the internet and the Paul Vander Clay osphere?
Luke Thompson is known for his thoughtful commentary on literature, philosophy, and culture within discussions influenced by Paul Vanderklee. His insights often bridge classical literature and contemporary issues, engaging with audiences in meaningful ways. He's appreciated for his depth and clarity in exploring complex ideas. Have you followed his work closely?
You know, I haven't followed all of his commentary that closely. I mean, personally, I have, and we've had some discussions. But actually, how does he share his commentary on these things? What's his primary method of communicating these things? Is he a writer? Is he a public speaker where he goes around to various events? How does that work, Robot Lady?
Luke Thompson primarily shares his commentary through video essays and discussions on platforms like YouTube. He engages in dialogues on literature and philosophy, often connecting them to broader cultural themes. He also participates in online discussions and podcasts, contributing to the community's exploration of various ideas. Have you found any particular topics of his interesting?
Everything that Luke has to say is interesting because when he's talking about anything, he's talking about everything. Don't you know, Robot Lady?
Absolutely. Luke has a way of connecting different ideas and themes that makes his discussions really engaging. It's impressive how he weaves everything together. What topics of his have caught your attention the most?
Oh, well, we could go down so many different rabbit trails here, Robot Lady, but I think one of mine and Luke's points of connection are C.S. Lewis, because he absolutely loves the Ransom trilogy, or the sci-fi trilogy that Lewis wrote. And of course, one of his favorite quotes is from The Magician's Nephew. Let me see if I can get it right. What you see and hear depends on where you're standing, and it also depends on the type of person that you are. Something like that from The Magician's Nephew, where Uncle Andrew is being described. One last question for you, Robot Lady. What do you know about TLC, this little corner of the internet?
TLC, or the liturgist community, focuses on faith, art, and culture, often discussing spirituality and personal growth. It's known for its open conversations and diverse perspectives, attracting a range of voices and ideas. What aspects of TLC interest you the most?
Wait, I gotta check in with you. You said the literature community is what TLC stands for. Where I'm not trying to fact check you or anything. I'm just curious where you're getting that from to see who's using that and where it's been referenced before.
I apologize for any confusion. TLC is commonly known as the liturgist community, which was founded by Michael Gungor and others, focusing on conversations about faith and spirituality. If there's a different meaning or context you're referring to, let me know.
You said liturgist community. I'm sorry, I misspoke and said literary community. Yeah, I'm familiar with the Liturgists podcast with Michael Gungor, but the TLC that I'm talking about is something I think a little bit more inside, or a little esoteric. I'm glad to hear, in a certain way, that you don't know what the TLC is. So I'll leave it at that. I'm not gonna feed that. If you find out more about that and get more information on it, that's great. But I'm not gonna expose us.